Hey everyone, today I'll be talking about as one of the questions that had came in from one of the followers I have on my Facebook as to what do I need to be healthy, or what do I, especially when it comes to diabetes, what do I need to beat my diabetes? And this is one of the questions I get asked a lot of times, like how is this possible? What can I do to get my health in control, or how can I beat my diabetes, or how can I lose my weight, or how can I start coming off my medications, or how can I eliminate some of my medications I'm taking? So whichever health goal you're trying to achieve, how can you do it? This comes to, one of the common thing I see where most people, when they're thinking about diabetes or health in general or any other condition or disease they're suffering from, and when they want to get their health back, one of the common things, or commonly people think, it's the lack of information is what's causing them to not get their health back, or a lack of information that's causing them to not defeat their diabetes or start coming off the medications. And one of the things I say to that is, if you're watching this video, then having lack of information is not even an option for you. What I mean by that is, if you're watching this video, either you're on your iPhone or some kind of smartphone device or computer, that means you have access to technology. That means you have access to internet. Now, this day and age with the internet, there's so much information on there. Now, is there some or a lot of wrong information on there? There is, of course, there is a lot of misleading, false information on the internet. That could destroy your health for that matter. But the point I'm trying to make is, even to find the right information, you can't find a lot of information. But even having all the information you have, you're still not going to get where you want. Because there's one thing that requires, that's the biggest thing when it comes to getting your health back. There's that one thing when I start working with my private clients, there's that one thing that's all my clients have to do, or make sure that they're in the right path. Or when I say right path, in the right thinking, it's about having the right mindset. What I mean by that is, if you're looking for information to get your to get your health back, there's a ton of health information out there. There's a ton of health gurus, doctors, health celebrities, experts, scientists, whomever you want to call it. They're all out there. And there's tons of information out there. But, I don't thrive upon selling information. I thrive upon selling transformation. And in order to get the true transformation, just think to yourself, how many times have you bought books, you read it, and never took any actions on there? I mean, just think about it this way, since, everyone wants to make a lot of money. How many books are there out there that show you how to make money? Yet, people buy them, but they not read them, just keep them on their shelves, and never do anything about it. Now, I'm not saying all the books that are out there, they're great books, but the point being, there's tons and tons and thousands, if not millions of books out there that show you how to make money. Yet, people still sometimes struggle with making money. So the point I'm trying to make is, same thing goes for health. There's tons and tons of books, resources out there. People go to those weekend seminars or conferences and they learn something. They take a ton of notes. They come back home and they end up throwing those notes, which end up in some box or on some bookshelf that they never get touched. I mean, if you've done that, you're probably one of those person. Where this book came out, you bought it, and never read it. Even if you read it, you never did anything to put into action. If you went out to some conference over the weekend, or 5-day conference, or whatever that was, and you took a ton of notes, you got a lot of great information on how to get your health back, how to lose weight, how to reverse your diabetes, how to come off your medications, how to do whichever thing you attended that conference for. But you come back, and all the notes you took went right on the shelf and what happened? You never got any results, and then you start looking for something else. Start looking for something else, you end up on some other website or some other expert's blog or whatever that may be, and then you come back to it, and then you kind of end up buying something from there, you buy a supplement or whatever that is. You always are looking for quick fixes or always looking for information rather than realizing that it's the transformation that you're looking for. Because when you actually want transformation, can you do it on your own? I believe every human individual has capabilities to do it on their own. But one of the things you have to ask yourself a question: how fast do you want it? Do you want to take 5 years, 10 years, a year, whatever? You have to first decide, like, how fast do you want to get your health back in control? How fast do you want to defeat your diabetes? How fast do you want to lose the weight that you have? How fast? Like, what is your end results? Like, what is that time length you're looking at? Because if you don't have a time length, what I mean by time length, if you don't have a set time that, hey, by end of 2018, this is what I want to accomplish, or by end of 2020, whatever that time frame you've set, then you have an idea. It's like, okay, if I'm trying to achieve this by end of this year or next year, then with what I have, the tools or the knowledge or the information or data I have, am I able to do that? That's where you have to assess it. Meaning, you got to be honest with yourself, because a lot of times, hey, in the past, if you've done something and never finished it, and if you set yourself for something that, hey, I want to, in the next 6 months, I want to defeat my diabetes, and if you're not able to do that, then you got to think about it. It's like, hey, you've always had a hard time finishing a program, or following through on it. Then in 6 months, it's going to be hard for you. So you got to get honest with yourself. Once you get honest, you got to diagnose it as to why in the past, when you were doing those programs, why did you fail? Was it because the information you had, was it applicable? Was there somebody helping you through it? When you were running into obstacles or complications or challenges, was there somebody to show you how to do it? Or were you able to, easily yourself overcoming those challenges or complications? Because anytime you do something, let it be with health, business, school, any aspect of your life, there's always going to be challenges that you're going to run into. But if you don't know what kind of challenges those are, and if you don't know how to overcome it, then you will always have a hard time fixing those and getting your health back to normal or achieving the goal that you're trying to achieve. So the mindset part I'm talking about is where you got to set that mindset in your mind. You got to set that focus. What I mean, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to do this. I know there will be challenges. I know there will be things that I'm going to run into that I'd never thought about it. And even if you do, you have to think to yourself, you are trying to get your transformation for your health, not just some information that you're going to read and put it on shelf. So any information you get, you got to put it to action. Without any action, no results are going to come out of it. So because, you're commonly told, one of the common, mistake we get told, and it's not even your fault a lot of times, is because, we constantly get told is there's no way to get your health back without using medications, or if you're fat, if you're obese or fat, you're stuck there unless you get a surgery to remove that extra fat that you have. No, we all have the power to do what we want. We all have the power to get our health back. But we got to fix that mindset. You got to fix it, meaning, hey, once you're in it, meaning you're in it to win it. You just don't dive into something and then you do it for a week and month, and then you kind of, it's like, okay, this is getting hard. And then you stop. Because when you do that, and then especially when you're trying to achieve some goals, such as defeating your diabetes or coming off your medications or losing weight, and especially if you've done or tried things in the past which hasn't worked, it makes it hard. It definitely does. I'm not going to lie to you. But this is where you kind of have to self-assess. What I mean by self-assess is you have to do, kind of breakdowns like, okay, in the past I did not succeed because I did not have support, or I did not succeed because the information I was given was way hard for me to process or apply. I did not succeed because I did not have the proper resources around me. Whatever that diagnosis that you come up with as to why you failed in the past, then you have to kind of figure out why that was and try to fix that. So you have to first set that mindset that, hey, you're looking for transformation, not information. Because most of the time people think that having that information is enough. This is why, I don't know if you're one of them, but this is why a lot of times people are bouncing from one health expert to another, or they're bouncing from one book to another, and they end up reading tons of books. They end up going to tons of health blogs from doctors or health experts or health gurus. And they end up getting so much information as to if a person, like, they might be suffering, for example, with the diabetes, and other person who comes across them, like, I'm having some, I just got recently diagnosed with diabetes, and they give them so much data or information, and that person who just asked him the question gets surprised as to, like, how much do you know? How do you know all this stuff? And yet that person who just answered all that is still suffering with diabetes. So what I'm trying to kind of help you understand is having information is great. And most of the time people think information or knowledge is power. And I say knowledge is useless. Because if you don't know how to apply that knowledge, or if you don't know how to put it to action, then you'll never get results. There's tons of libraries. Like, for example, if I wanted to learn how to fly a plane, there's tons of books out there. I'm sure I could read those books. And will I learn how to fly a plane right off the bat? No. Now, if my goal is to learn how to fly a plane over 10, maybe 20 years by reading books, I may have figured it out over 10, 20 years. But by that 10, 20 years period of time, how interested will I be in still learning how to fly a plane? But if I were to learn it over the next 3 months, or over 6 months, or over a year period of time, then that's where I need to explore it out. I'm like, am I capable, with all the information I have, am I capable of learning how to fly a plane within that 6-month period of time? And being honest with myself, no, I am not able to learn how to fly a plane just by myself in the next 6 months, if that's the goal I set. So you got to be congruent with your goals that you set and the resources or the knowledge or the tools or your ability to apply that knowledge. You got to be congruent with it, meaning you cannot set a goal that's completely unrealistic. But at the same time, you got to think about it too, from a perspective like, how soon do you want it? Do you want to go through complications, or when I say complications, do you want to suffer with the challenges that you have for years to come? Or would you rather learn it, know how to apply it, and fix it in short-term period of time, so you're not constantly every year setting a resolution to either beat diabetes or lose that weight or come off the medications or whichever goal you set for your health purposes? So that's one way to look at it, is like, do you want to kind of buckle down, get help, and fix it in a short-term period of time? Or do you want to constantly try to figure it out on your own and continuously to work at it and fail, and then wait till the next year comes again and then set another resolution and not achieve it and get frustrated? And while all in this, your health is constantly deteriorating. You're not living the dream health that you want to live. And then you end up getting frustrated, which in return, just end up keep telling yourself that, hey, I just can't be healthy, when being healthy is your right. You can be healthy. You have all the power to be healthy. So if you like what I had to share, what I shared, then definitely like our video, share it, comment, definitely share it with anybody who could benefit from this. Continue looking out for our new videos that will be getting you the motivation, getting you that knowledge, or that shift, I like to call them, that will help you shift your mind towards moving towards being healthy. Because again, most of the time you think it's the knowledge that you lack, but it's not the knowledge. A lot of times it's the small shift that we get stuck into, small mindsets that we get stuck into that restrict us from living the life that we want to live, especially when it comes to our health. Because it's easy being healthy. It's not hard as they make it seem like. It definitely is easy. Take care. Have a good rest of the day.